this bill that will help you. We just need to pass the damn bill. What's going on here? Endless negotiations. Mr. President, in case you're watching, tell Steven Mnuchin to come back to the White House and end negotiations. I'm all for negotiating. I try to make deals. I understand the give and take of life and the give and take of politics, but I've been called by two good friends on the Democratic side in the last 5 or 6 hours wanting more money. End the negotiations. This bill is $2 trillion. There's a ton of money in this bill for people who need it. But what we're doing now is every special interest group in town is trying to get a little bit more. Nickeling and diming at a time when people are dying, literally dying. Businesses are having to make a decision. Do I send my employees on unemployment, or do I hope the Congress can act so that I can keep them on the payroll? I tried to do my part in terms of bipartisanship, but this is ridiculous. Steven Mnuchin has done a good job. I appreciate his efforts to negotiate a bill that will help America. Senator McConnell says we're on the 2-yard line. I believe it. The problem is that there's 20 people playing defense, and we need to take some people off the field. What bothers me is at this late hour, I'm still getting calls from people wanting more money. This is not the last bill we will do, but this is the last chance we have to save some lives in real time. So I am encouraging the President, begging the President to end negotiations now. Write what we have done and let's vote. And if it's not perfect, we'll try to fix it later, but it is damn good. There's money in here to help people in small business who've had to close because they've got no customers. Maybe we can change the containment policies, but it needs to be based on science. States now are sheltering in place. Anything the President does to try to open up the economy, count me in if it's based on sound science. It needs to be conditions-based. I want to leave Afghanistan like everybody else, but it's got to be conditions-based. So I think we're a long way from beating this disease. I want to bomb it, I want to starve it, and I want to kill it. But right now, I want to get money, paychecks, up and running that have been shut down, no fault of your own. So if you own a bar or restaurant in Arizona or South Carolina, if we can pass this bill, you can go to a bank, a credit union, and you can borrow money that we will forgive. That won't be a loan, it'll be a grant. For your employees, up to $80,000 per employee. You can borrow money, which will become a grant, to pay the rent. We just need to pass the bill. If you're on unemployment in South Carolina, the most you can get is $326 a week. We add $600 to that if we can pass this bill. To the hospitals on the front line, there's a ton of money to help you with supply shortages on the medical side. To the nurses and doctors, there's money there for you. Elective surgery has been banned in some states. That loss of revenue. We need to help hospitals who are losing revenue. It's all in the bill. If you have student loan debt, we defer all payments. I think to October, can't remember, it's in there. That's good for you. It takes one rock out of your sack that you got to carry. It relieves your burden. Pass the damn bill. Stop negotiating. Enough is enough. This has been going on for 2 days. Like everybody else in the country, I have lost my patience with the political process. We're being nickeled and dimed now. The big stuff we've got pretty well right. And if it's not perfect, we can fix it later, but we need to vote tonight. And the reason I'm on the floor is because I've been called by 2 Democratic colleagues in the last 5 or 6 hours wanting more money. The store is closed. Mr. President, end negotiations. Require us to vote. Draft the bill. Do it tonight. There's $10 billion in this bill, a $2 trillion bill that may do more good than any $10 billion in the bill in terms of defeating the coronavirus.